Hey guys, what's up? I'm Erin and welcome back to the channel. If you or someone you know relies on Social Security, then you want to know about some changes that are happening on April 14th, 2025. That date marks the rollout of some major changes to how the Social Security Administration operates. And for many people, these updates will impact how you apply, update your information, and receive your benefits. Whether you're applying for retirement benefits or making changes to your direct deposit information or just curious how overpayments will be handled going forward, this video is going to walk you through everything you need to know, so let's get to it. The first and biggest change to highlight is the new identity verification process. Starting April 14th, if you're applying for retirement, survivors, or any auxiliary benefits, you will need to verify your identity online or in person. The SSA will no longer accept identity verification over the phone for these types of applications. This move is really designed to tighten security and reduce fraud, which makes sense when you consider how many scams target seniors and vulnerable individuals. But it's also sparking some real concerns, especially among some older individuals who may not have internet access or can't easily make it into a Social Security office. And let me be clear, if you are not actively applying or updating your information, this policy change doesn't affect you right now. However, if you are planning on applying or planning on updating your information, this is a change you want to be aware of. For those wondering, this does not apply to people applying for supplemental security income or Social Security disability insurance or Medicare. Those individuals can still verify their identity over the phone for now. And local news outlets have already reported some confusion about this. In Big Rapids, Michigan, SSA field staff said they've had seniors coming in worried that they're going to lose their benefits if they don't verify their identity. That is absolutely not the case. This is really about the future of applications and updates. And groups like AARP have weighed in as well. They're urging SSA to ensure that accessibility remains a priority. They're especially concerned about seniors who live in rural communities where online access or in-person visits may really be limited. So what should you do? If you're planning on applying for benefits soon, make sure you set up your My Social Security account online if you haven't already. And I really think no matter what your age, this account is really useful. It allows you to see that your income gets properly reported to the Social Security Administration. It helps you to plan for what your future benefits may be. So regardless of your age, I think this is a very helpful account to set up. So whether you're 30, whether you're 60, I think go ahead and set one up. And if you don't have internet access, you're probably not watching this video, but maybe if somebody you love or care about doesn't have internet access, they will need to make an appointment in person at an office. The second big change is to direct deposit updates. Starting April 14th, if you need to update your bank account information for where you receive your direct deposits from Social Security Administration, this update will be handled in one business day. This is a dramatic improvement because it used to take up to 30 days, and this update is meant to streamline payment processing and to help to eliminate fraud. But, and this is the important part, if you need to make an update, this has to be done in person or online. Updates by phone are no longer available. If you're tech savvy or you're already using the My Social Security portal, this should be really quick and easy to make this update. But again, for those without internet access or for those who may not be comfortable navigating a government website, this change might be really frustrating. The good news is faster updates means fewer delays and fewer payment errors, but the downside is access, especially for older beneficiaries. A quick note for caregivers and representative payees: if you manage benefits on behalf of someone else, like a parent, a spouse, or a loved one, as their representative payee, these changes apply to you as well. That means you would also need to follow the new identity verification process or make any changes to direct deposit information online or in person, just as you would if it were your own account. The next one might be the most controversial change. Also, beginning in April, the SSA will be reinstating its 100% overpayment recovery policy. So that means if the SSA identifies that you've been overpaid, they will notify you. And if you were notified of that overpayment on or after March 27th, 2025, they can withhold your entire monthly check until that overpayment is recovered. This policy had been adjusted back in 2024 to instate a 10% cap on withholdings to help prevent seniors from suffering an unforeseen financial shock and eliminating their entire Social Security payment in extreme cases. But now, after March 27th, this protection is gone. If your overpayment was identified before March 27th, you'll still be under the 10% rule. Needless to say, this policy is drawing some criticism. Many people are saying it's unfair to expect a senior, especially many of whom are already on fixed incomes, to go an entire month or potentially more without a paycheck. The SSA has said that individuals can request a lower withholding rate or appeal the decision, but that requires navigating a system that isn't always easy to work with. So the moral of the story is, if you receive a notification of overpayment, you want to act fast. Contact the SSA immediately. Maybe you can request a waiver, maybe you can negotiate a lower repayment schedule. It may not be a comfortable topic, but it is something that beneficiaries should be aware of. Now let me briefly touch on another major change that's going into effect this month, the Social Security Fairness Act. This law repeals the windfall elimination provision as well as the government pension offset, which previously reduced or entirely eliminated benefits for certain public sector employees. So for those who were affected by WEP and GPO, they can now expect their new higher monthly payment to start in April of 2025. I do cover this in much more detail in another video, so be sure to check out the link in the description if this applies to you or someone you care about. And as a quick reminder, scammers are very real. Always make sure you are on the official ssa.gov website, not just a lookalike site. And hang up immediately if you get a call demanding personal information or payment. You yourself make sure to contact Social Security. Don't give out any personal information to an incoming call. And before we wrap up, let's go over when you can expect your payment to arrive. Because timing can make a big difference, especially if you're watching your budget closely. So if you started receiving Social Security benefits after May of 1997, your payment date is tied to your date of birth. If your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th, you get paid on the second Wednesday of each month. If it's between the 11th and the 20th, your payment will arrive on the third Wednesday. And if your birthday falls between the 21st and the 31st, expect your check on the fourth Wednesday. If you began receiving benefits before May of 1997, it's likely that you're in the older system and receive your payment on the third of each month. And for SSI payments, those are typically made on the first of the month, unless the first falls on a weekend or a holiday, at which point you're usually paid the business day prior. Now, these changes may be small on the surface, but for many Americans, they represent real dollars and real decisions, and knowing about them ahead of time can bring you real peace of mind. And it's always best to stay on top of changes, especially when they affect the finances of you or someone you know about. I post new videos every single week. If you got anything at all out of this one, please give it a like. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, or if you know of someone who might get something out of this type of content, please consider sharing. I'll see you soon. Bye. I shouldn't say major changes. I don't want to scare people. Let's tone it down, less intense, still changes that are happening. We won't say major. I don't want to scare anyone. Oh no, I forgot my earrings. Oh well, too late now. We're a video and a half in and I'm not moving from my stool. So, see the plaque? That is actually taped to the wall. I have 2 wall sconces that are gonna go on tomorrow and I just didn't want it to look. So it's packing tapes holding that up, and it will be moving, but enjoy it for 2 videos. I'm so proud of that. It took 4.5 years to get. Of course I'm gonna display it. It's like a college degree. Navigating. Peanut up on the couch. My little buddy.